Take 17. A few things have already went wrong and the video hasn't even begun. Number one, well, it's windy. Hopefully this wind muff keeps it from ruining the video. But the way it's going, I don't know. Also, I sat on a cushion. It rained yesterday. This cushion is soaked. I now have wet butt all the way down to my skin, through my skivvies and everything. I'll have to address that after the video because I can't go walking around with wet butt. Also, halfway through the last time I attempted the video, the battery died. I failed to check it. Let's try again. So anyway, as I was saying that you never heard, if I ever don't have an idea for content, I know what to do now. Because it's been a topic of many videos in my channel. That is, going to the city. I just got back a little bit ago. I had a VA appointment. And it was about 12:30, and usually when I have something around that time, an appointment, or I'm going to be in the city, I try to arrange a lunch with my parents. They come from Tulsa. I meet them from here. They drive a little bit more than I do, but they get to go 80 miles an hour. I don't. I get stuck behind a truck and sometimes do 40. Real fun. Anyway, I pick a place we've ate before. I've ate there. This would probably be the third or fourth time I've ate there. It was a Vietnamese restaurant. 4.5-star rating this place gets according to Google. Food's been good in the past. Service, not so much. But it's tolerable because the food was pretty good. Now this is a Vietnamese restaurant. They have the pho and the spring rolls and all that. Of course, who we kidding? Most Chinese restaurants in America are Vietnamese. But anyway, we meet there. They open at 10. Most of the other Chinese places, they're not open on Monday. This place was, and they opened at 10. I get there a little early, about 10:30. Soon after, my parents pull in. I gave them one of my battery packs that I have many of, and in case the power goes out, they can run the refrigerator and a few other things and have lights. They were grateful to get that. Yeah. We go in, there's nobody else there, right? It's 10:30, 10:40. We pick our own seat. She said we could. We did. Found a booth off in the corner. I'm looking around and, you know, the place is clean. It's a nice looking place. As I've said, I've ate there before. In fact, I think we had a YouTube meet up there once. A whole bunch of us. They got a nice retaining wall in the back I was looking at. I'd like to duplicate that here. But that has nothing to do with today. I had previously got on AI. I know y'all hate when I get on AI. I said, AI. I typed in the name of the restaurant. Won't mention it because it won't do any good. AI. I am carnivore. What on this menu would you recommend that I eat? It's not going to blow up my carnivore lifestyle. Seconds later, come back, boom. Number one. It was the first thing on the menu. Pho something bean. Can't pronounce it because I ain't Vietnamese, am I? I can't pronounce. Why don't they translate that to English so we can? Let's just call it pho, meat pho, because it had meatballs. Supposed to have brisket in there and some pork and I don't know, some roast beef or something. It was supposed to have a lot of meat in it. I order unsweet tea. I don't know what my parents got. I don't really take interest in what other people are drinking or eating. I just myself, because, you know, it's my belly. Well, I order the pho that ChatGPT told me to get. Does that make me submissive? I don't. Maybe. I ain't going to listen to it again when it comes to food choices. I'll tell you that right now. But we're getting to that. My mother orders a garlic plate, garlic chicken. It's like little nuggets of chicken that are garlicky. I tasted one, wasn't bad. Also it came with a mound of rice that looked like Dante's Inferno. Shaped pretty cool. Maybe Devil's Tower. That's what it looked like to me. I don't eat rice, so I didn't care. And a few other veggies and things. And then my father ordered the same thing I did, the pho. He's going to kill me too. Well, it shows up. Big old bowl. I got a picture of it. I'll put it right here. The actual picture of my pho. Did you see my pho? That's my bowl of pho. Looks tasty, doesn't it? Yep. Comes with a little plate of sprouts, and what my mother said they was sprouts, and I threw some in there, and they didn't really have much taste, but there were some peppers on there, and I threw them in. Oh, they had taste. Yeah, they had taste. In a moment, they had taste. So I get this funny looking spoon they give me. You know, it's like a little bitty ladle, and I'm slurping it. It doesn't hold much, man. So I bust open the silverware because, man, I don't know how to use chopsticks. I ain't never learned. I don't believe I ever care to learn. Can't get enough on them dudes. And it had noodles in it, and I wasn't planning to eat the noodles. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know what they did with the meat, but it sure didn't end up in the pho. There was hardly any meat in there at all. It's mostly broth, which was a good taste. It was a weird tasting broth, but it was good. Okay, I won't say it was bad. It was good. It was hot. It was good. After I threw them peppers in, well, somehow a whole one, big piece like that, got up in that spoon. Tell you what, I mean, if I ever have a cold, I'm going to go repeat that process, because, man, it lit me up. Don't know what kind of pepper, some kind of Chinese hot pepper. Yeah, or Vietnamese hot pepper. It was hot. But I handled it, and I chewed it up like a man and went on with the rest of it. I didn't order any sides. I ordered an unsweet tea. I took a drink of the unsweet tea, and it had a flavor I liked. I wanted to know what kind of tea that was that they made the tea with. When the waitress come around, I said, "Man, that's good tea. What kind is it?" "Unsweet." And it was then I knew what kind of a meal this was going to be. My father starts to complain. His little funny looking soup ladle was missing. It was there before, and now it ain't there. We're looking around. I offer him mine because I didn't like it. I was using a real spoon, and I'm getting real tempted to just pick that big ass bowl up and go. Later I did. But I couldn't keep laughing and slurping. They were making me laugh. Well, after prodding around in his soup with a chopstick, he found his spoon. That ladle thing, it was in there. Fell down in his soup, and he must have forgot about it, because it was there. I asked him, I said, "I wonder if there's a teacup or something in there that you misplaced." It gets better. We're sitting there what seems to be an eternity, because, man, it takes forever to eat this stuff. Little bitty spoon they give you, you know. Bring me the full serving spoon. A ladle, something, where I can get this stuff down before it gets cold. Well, sitting there eating it, trying to avoid them noodles. A few of them got in me, and I hope I don't go to hell for that, but yeah, ate a few of them noodles, but it was mostly noodles, because noodles are cheap, and broth is cheap. There wasn't much meat, and I had unsweet tea. She verified that for me. Didn't tell me what kind of tea it was, black something, or I don't know. I still don't know. I really would like to know, because it had good flavor. Maybe I should experiment with different kinds of tea. I'm going to write that down. My mother really had no complaints about her food. She had cooked cucumbers. She said, I ain't never seen nobody cook a cucumber. I have never heard of that either. She didn't care for it. I don't blame her. Why would you cook a cucumber, and what would it taste like? But it does get better. As my dad is eating his pho, which is identical to my pho. I'm a junior, you know. We got the same name, so we had the same pho. He finds a metal spoon in there. Somehow he had lost that in there too. I think I know what I want to get them for Christmas. A set of silverware with wrist bracelets. That way they can't lose it. I need a refill on tea because it's like a wine glass. My tea come in a wine glass. Well, and I'm, you know, that pepper burned the liver out of me, so I done drank all my tea. She comes around. It's the only time she came around, the only time. Would you like more tea? Yes. A moment later, she comes, pours it, and I don't think nothing of it because, well, I'm working on that pho that takes forever to eat. It was going on a long time eating that stuff. You seen the bowl. I turn and look at and grab my tea. Well, there ain't no ice in there. And the tea is hot. She put hot tea in the few ice cubes that was in there dangling around and melted them. And never did come back. I had to swallow down that hot tea with my hot pho. We discussed the service and agreed that it wasn't the best. The food wasn't the best because they had cheapened up on the ingredients. Yep. You know, they charge premium price today for food in these restaurants, and I don't mind paying. I wouldn't have mind paying twice as much for this pho had they put a good, healthy amount of meat in it. But no, they didn't. And I've had it before, the same thing before, and it was not like that. They have cheapened it up, and the meat that was in there was sliced so thin, I'm surprised it didn't dissolve like a cracker. Maybe it did. Yeah. By gosh, there was a spoon down in there. My point is getting to be this, and the day's not over. This is a few more minutes here, okay? Because have you noticed, and I have noticed this for the last few years, anybody working in the service industry today, restaurants, cashiers, if they are not rude, they're not playing with a full deck. They ain't got no common sense. Okay, she never come back to see if I might have wanted some ice or maybe wanted some more tea because, well, it's in a little wine cup. Didn't hold much. No, she never did. And then we're waiting. We're waiting. Oh, I forgot the part where I picked up the soup and was starting to drink it, and my mother thought it was funny, and so we all start cracking up, and I just was looking for a way to finish it, to get it down quicker. Then I took my straw and put it in there, and a noodle got stuck up in there, and, well, started laughing again, so that didn't work. Finally, I left half a bowl of it and asked my parents where they would like to go eat lunch. We were all still hungry. But what my point is, this isn't the first time this has happened in a restaurant. Service has gotten terrible. It used to be a time, and I started my working career as a teenager in restaurants. You had to be friendly. The customer was always right. You had to be friendly. You made sure that they were taken care of. It didn't matter that it was a crappy job, that you weren't making much. It was a job. And if you were good at that job, you could use it as a reference for an up job. You know, that's how humans evolve. You start at the little crappy jobs, and you know, you do a good job there, you get a good reference. And that's how I was always brought up to be, and you know. And then I go to Lowe's because I had to get some wall paneling. You'll see it for my living room that I'm putting up. This is solid wood stuff. This ain't cheap paneling like you're thinking of in the 70s. It's nice. And I'm glad I reminded me because I got to put it in the shed. Anyway, real rude. Very, very rude. cashier. It's like, I didn't do this to you to make you have this job. Your job might be crappy, but there's no reason to be mean to me. Then I went to Ollie's because, well, I've lost my last pair. I broke my last pair out of my last huge box of reading glasses, and I needed another one. No, they didn't have them. They had 3 pair with a pair of reading glasses. I have never seen reading glasses that are sunglasses. I figure, hell, I'm working outside. That might come in handy when I'm running the tape measure. Go to the cashier. You still have those great big boxes of reading glasses? You know what she said? Did you see them? Like, no. Then we don't have them. Okay. Guess I got my answer. I still tipped the waitress. I tipped $15 on a $47 bill. I guess that's pretty good. I didn't complain because I know it doesn't do any good to complain anymore. Mom and pop businesses, one of the reasons they're not succeeding, a lot of them anymore, is because they don't care. And they're cheating you out of things, and I think all of us would rather pay more and get the same amount of food than cheapen it down like the dollar store does. I go get a box of milk bones anywhere else, and then I go to the dollar store. It looks the same size box, but there's less. That is how dollar store operates. And I would just as soon pay more. So, I don't know. Give me your experiences of how rude people are, and you know, I hate to keep harping on young people, but these people were young. And I don't think they're going to learn nothing. So let me know your experience in the comments. No more faux. Happy trails.